Good day! Welcome to the stream!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Qyjari's Curious Crafts 3-sheet one-shot. How are you guys tonight?
Hi, everybody.
That was your cue.
Yeah, this is my cue. It's my cue to do this awesome thing that I've been waiting forever and ever and ever to do. So, without further ado, broadcasting to you from the least used side of Kennesaw Mountain, here's 3 sheets, one shot.
Awesome. That's the best one yet. Joe, I've missed you.
You've missed me too. No, I'm sorry. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have you back. Twisted did a great job covering for you that first week, and then I missed you too much to continue, so we waited until you came back to start again.
That was very humbling. I'm very humbled that.
It's okay.
You wanna do another?
Yeah. I was gonna say you do. Yeah, do that next. Yeah. Yes.
So I opened it in advance, and now many of you may yell at me, but I used, if you follow me on Twitter, that's at Big Ol' Joe on Twitter. This is the knife that put that wicked cut into my hand, and apparently I haven't learned my lesson because I used it to open this box, not thinking. But I opened it in advance to make sure that we had the correct number of miniatures, and look at that. We got them.
Look
2
at
miniatures. And so they're bubble wrapped. They really took their time on it. They're bubble wrapped, and each one of those is in a small bag, and then both of those are in a big bag. So let's see what we.
Gotta push to talk, remember.
Yeah. I needed two hands to.
What he's talking
Open the
about,
bag. Here's
everybody, these are the 2 Banana Brothers that he has. Actually, he's painting 3 out of the 4 Banana Brothers for me. He offered to do that. I really am appreciative of that. With my old eyes, I could not do it, but Joe offered to paint the, let's see, Anchoku, you started. Ukokna.
Anchoku, I can show you. He's more or less done.
Awesome.
I was going to highlight him after I get over, but I'll show you him to you real quick.
And then he'll do. He's got Uragim and the larger Furbolg, Daros. So
there's him with his little banana weapons.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a lava base.
Cool.
And
I saw the
you said
pictures.
His color was red. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's
so
awesome.
So you said that there was a Furbolg, so I'm assuming that's who this.
The tall
this bad
one.
boy is.
Yeah, the tall one with a staff and a squirrel at his feet.
Yep, there's a squirrel. Now, is that a gray squirrel or a brown squirrel? Very important. Red squirrel, maybe.
It's a red
black
squirrel. He is well. If you watched D&D with the Banana Brothers on Tuesday, it was the episode. I actually named it a farting squirrel named Jenny, because we joked that it was a black squirrel with a white stripe down its back. But it's not.
I think in some circles they call those skunks.
Yes, but remember they have ints of 6. But in this case, it actually is a squirrel. It's a red-tailed squirrel, so it's a red squirrel. So I'll give you details. I'll give you details in Discord.
Oh wow! This
Hey, Rylan.
This one's really good. This is a goblin. It looks like.
Yeah, should be a goblin ranger with his blow dart and.
But he's holding a big bottle of alcohol.
Yes, he wants that to be rum.
I can do that. We're gonna make it run. Hi there, Rylan. Look what I get to work with here, old boy.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
It's Qyjari and Joe.
Mostly Qyjari, though. Let's be fair. I'm just along for the ride, and she hasn't discovered the con artist job that I've got going on just to be on one of those.
Nah, Joe's invaluable. See, why would I put a show on hiatus? Because he was missing. See how invaluable you are.
True.
Yeah, that's fine. Go shower and get ready for your Friday night D&D stuff. No worries. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Please, I would say
it's Friday.
shower. Please shower.
It is Friday. Hey, Sal, I just saw you pop on. Yes, that's right. He didn't do it for me. I mean, he was great. I love Twisted, and he is awesome, but he's not Joe, you know? But actually, speaking of that, we should go over. Joe, you're done showing off those minis?
Well, I could kind of gush about them all night, but yeah, we can.
Tonight's show's only an hour long, so we better get started. Besides, we have a lot to cover because Twisted did a great job. The last time we streamed 3 Sheets 1 Shot, we covered a lot. We covered the halls, sort of the halls where they would be going down, and because of the elemental nature of the founding of Amynrath, we decided to make each hall some sort of different elementally based puzzle or conundrum or encounter. And so we had fun naming the halls, and we came up with things like the Earthen Hall is called the Geode Grotto. The Fiery Hall, or the Fire Hall, was the Combustible Cavern, I think we came up with. The Windy Hall, which is one of my favorites, I forget who came up with it, the Tempest Court. I thought that was really cool. And from that, the chat exploded with ideas about making the court the King, Queen, and Jack of suits, and have different puzzles involving the suits.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we really kind of blew up on that, not just with the cards, but then also doing a play on words with King and Queen. We did things like the Suicide King or the Queen of Hearts, and maybe she needs a heal, and we just did you have to watch it. It was really neat, and Twisted did a really great job coming up with ideas. We got alliterative, we got funny. The Watery Hall we named the Aqueous Assembly because it has double A's on it. And then we really got into details with the Windy Hall, because that was a lot of fun, doing the Jack and the Queen and the King and what they might be considered. And then we actually got into things like the Queen of Spades, and maybe making her the Jabberwocky. And we actually found a homebrew Jabberwocky that someone did, so maybe we'll throw that at them. We also got into naming some of the encounters after popular songs like the King of Pain or the King of Wishful Thinking. There's a card game called King's Corner, and then of course the Suicide Kings, which was a gaming reference from way back in EverQuest and World of Warcraft. You could do King of Queens and just have Kevin James show up. That's perfect. Well, for the Queen, we really got crazy with the Flamingo and Hedgehog Croquet game.
That's almost the only way you can do that.
Yeah, and then the Jack with the Jack of Clubs, because he's singing in a club, or maybe there's golf involved, someone said, and then there's the One-Eyed Jack, of course. So we really went crazy with that and had a great time. But the Mead Hall would be called Lego Ink Vial for sure, because that mead was excellent. Drake still can't stop talking about that mead. A golf playing bard, who knows? We could have that. I smell the southbound end of a certain furbolg on a northbound ship. Yeah, well, this Tuesday when we do another pre-campaign stream of the Banana Brothers, those of you with subs or Patreon or are my Patreons, you'll get a glimpse into the final pre-campaign stream before we go live for our premiere on the 15th. I'm so excited about it. We have a lot that we did last week that we're gonna cover again, or cover more of this coming Tuesday. I'm really excited. But let's get to the story, because this is our second arc. Go ahead, Joe.
If there are only 14 bottles left of this amazing mead that Drake won't stop talking about it, I would like to submit my name early and
He loved it, and it was gone that night. Between he and Del Mori, it was gone. I had some too, but I'm trying to watch my girlish figure, so I only had one glass. But I loved it. I thought it was great, and I'm not a mead fan. I thought it was really good. Okay, so let's write some more story. These are the halls that we went down, and like I said, we covered the Windy Hall, and that was this Tempest Court where we went with the cards. So let's pick another one. Let's do either the Geode Grotto. And we can rename them too. These are just things that people threw out the last time we met. And if we all come up with another name collectively, we can certainly change it. This is not written in stone yet.
Well, let's do a little thesaurus.
Yeah, let's ask.
Thesaurus work.
That's easy for you to say.
A sorsaurus. Let's see. Let's try Earth first.
The Geode Grotto. Well, why don't we concentrate on Earth, doing that Earth Hall, and decide what we're gonna do? Because since we did kind of cover the windy hall, the air hall. We did a bunch of it. We talked about the fact that during the air there'd be flying or visual difficulty like darkness or cloud cover. Maybe there's certain thunderbirds or rocks that would be encounters. Anything that's someone named one of our sphinxes, someone named Steve. I don't know. Relying on charisma, that's kind of cool. But let's do Earth. Let's do Earth. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell mead in Canada.
Yeah, Drake. That's how you spell mead in Canada. Just
Irish.
D-R-A-I-I-C. Drake. That's how you spell it.
It's Irish wash. I can't say that. I have not even had a drink tonight. I do plan to, though. It's Friday, so I'm gonna have a small glass of wine. Okay, let's scroll down, and let's start with Earth. So this is right now it's the Geode Grotto. If you guys haven't noticed, I changed the background of my Word document to the dark gray because it was the white was shining a glow upon my face that was not very what's the word? It made me look greasy. I don't know. it made me shiny, and I didn't like that.
No, you just had a healthy glow.
No, it was yeah.
Okay, so how are we? What was the final verdict on the name of the Earth?
Well, right now it's Geode Grotto. But if while we're talking about it, if we come up with something better or something that just strikes at us, so that's something we have to come up with now. It's just something that we should be considering as we're going through all the different ideas for the Earth. Now the Earth ideas, if you see on there that we came up with, actually you're not looking at the stream, so you can't see it. So I'll have to just tell you.
No, I am.
Okay, perfect. We decided that the Earth would be involved. The things that would be involved in the Earth Hall would be mud or quicksand, which would be a Constitution saving throw. There's a bridge, and it's an Earth elemental. There'll be a lot of dispel magic or something going on. Earthquakes, landslides, monoliths, or other kinds of things that they have to hurdle or get over, and that's where we left with that. So we'll scroll down and we'll come up with some more earthly ideas. Sorry, my nose itches right now. Gallery of Dust. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm just putting Earth name ideas in the chat.
Iridescent succulents or mushrooms as decorations or gardens. I love that because then I could probably use shade mark. Let's write that down.
Yeah. Get use out of build.
Earthy fungi, and then shade mark. Remember, we don't write it. We're just doing brainstorming and bullet points, so that's fine. This will help me when I go to write it and do the final editing. The Pickled Liver, the Greatest Tavern. I do like that. I'm gonna write. I don't know why there'd be a tavern there, but let's write that down. The Pickled Liver. Inn and tavern. Maybe that's in the shade mark. What else would be? What other kind of I mean, I like the idea of it being hilly. Let's think of something that the quicksand would. Let's take that up. Quicksand. Boy, if I could spell. Quicksand encounter. Should that be something that's like an encounter or a puzzle or a parkour?
Could be. could start as a puzzle, and then failure leads to it just going all wibbly wobbly, and they start sinking, and then skill checks. I mean, you could start it out as a puzzle, and then so that way if they fail the puzzle, they have a second chance to kind of like solve the puzzle.
I like that. I like that idea. So it starts off.
I say win. I say win. I should say. I say if. I should say win.
Well, remember their int is no higher than 6. So if it's a unless it's a shoving something puzzle, like if they have to just shove monoliths into a formation, I guess they'd still have to figure out what is your query, Rylan. Oh, quarry. Oh, okay. Quicksand. Quarry coaches fed from an underground spring, which is why it pulls people down into depths unknown. I like that. He said quarry. It is a quarry. Okay, so I like that. Let's do that. The quicksand encounter. Ooh, how about every layer that they're pulled down, they have to parkour to something quickly, or they'll be sucked down even further. But they get sucked down anyway. But they have to have a soft landing each time.
That could work.
And that'll be a fun vertical terrain to put together. Like I've tried that before. I know. Don't say anything about Miramore. Soft landing for each level they are pulled through the earth, like the BMV. Yeah. Join in the quarry query queue. Like stop, we're gonna finish it one day.
Don't talk about
Miramar. Gosh, I'm so sure.
That would make sense, because this is kind of like a realm of space controlled by the element itself.
Yeah. So
you could have quicksand, but then just like a space of quicksand. They could sink through it and then pop out into like an air. Where there wouldn't be quicksand. Yeah. Like
a cave, like a cavern. Like they get sucked into this little bubble of a cavern, and they have to figure something out there. And maybe there's a path that goes somewhere, but then they drop down into another one through that floor's quicksand too. I like that. Bubble or cavern.
Cheers.
Cheers. Each level, and then Miramore. Cheers. Did you just... Oh, you just cheered? Okay, I'll get my drink. Cheers. Cheers. It's just tea.
That's okay. Tea's good. I gotta show you my tea collection sometimes. Tea. When they fall through...
Yes. What should they do?
So they would fall through on the condition that they fail, right?
Yeah. Well... I would think that quicksand would be a very, very, to not be pushed down would be like they almost have to be pulled down. Almost like fighting against it, they'd fail, or succeeding in not sinking is a failure, because that's sort of the opposite of what you think. So
I like that.
That's a puzzle in itself.
Yeah, no, I like that. So if they succeed at the puzzle, then they sink through the quicksand. But if they fail at the puzzle, nothing happens and they can move on. But what they move on to is like a fight with like a basilisk or some kind of other earth elemental plane, which I don't happen to have open immediately and can reference really quick, like Zorns and basilisks and Thwakas and Mephits and.
Yes, they must face a creature. They'll be level 8 or 9ish by this time, so they could probably do some serious like earth, like worm, like some sort of worm creature. I don't even think I have a D&D Beyond. It's open.
So what if? So what if it goes like this? If they are successful, then the quicksand starts swirling like a whirlpool, like a sand whirlpool.
Yes.
And boop, down to the next, just like yeet down to the next level. That's sort of, I did that on purpose. You know who that was for. There you go.
Thank you, Clover.
And then if they fail, then nothing happens, and they can, like let's say there's a barrier on the other side of the quicksand.
Yeah.
And that goes down, or goes up, or it's gone, and they think they can go through that way. But if they go through it, there's a really hard fight, and behind them, the quicksand is doing its whirlpool thing.
Yeah. I like that idea.
And so let's see, you've got earth elementals they could fight.
I see the lonely, but that's a monstrosity from that's the Sorrowsworn. I just pulled up some 9 to 10s, and giants would work, but it would have to be an earth.
Gargoyles, they're of the plane of earth.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Looking at plane of earth. Yeah, let me do that.
Apparently blue dragons are of the plane of earth, but that seems a little above them at 8.
Yeah.
Says the guy who sent a green dragon against 10 level 10s at Gen Con.
Yeah, you did.
Rylan.
Go back to my story. So what were the suggestions you had? A what?
Well, just tossing stuff out there. Could be an earth elemental.
Yeah.
Could be a Zorn, which come in. Both of those come in a couple different varieties.
Is that Zorn?
Xorn.
Ah.
So I might be pronouncing it completely wrong.
Oh, that sounds right.
Do you see here? Gargoyles. They're of the plane of earth.
I like that. I like that a lot.
See here. Oh, stone giants. Yeah, I forgot. Duh. Stone giants.
Perfect.
Which I would imagine hill giants would be acceptable too.
What kind? Hill?
Yeah, I would imagine if stone giants are in there, then
Yeah.
I would imagine hill giants are earthy enough.
Yeah, a fun fight could be where the earth plane portion and the water plane portion meet, and they could have a fight with an earthenware on the end of some water giant fishing hook as he was trying to catch a leviathan. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna cut,
Copy and paste.
copy and paste.
Thank you. No, Lego. I like the idea of him fighting fighting with a giant like terracotta crock pot. Your first message says earthenware, and I just like the idea of them just hauling up a giant
I like that.
reddish crock pot out of the.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
You don't have to apologize.
What are some mud? Yeah, don't. It's fine. I love it. I love having extra chat in there too. That's good. Yeah, they do. That's actually the funnest time is when you accidentally throw something at them, and it's the funnest, the most exciting thing they could do. I like the idea of the earthworm, but what are those giant worms? I cannot think of them. The burrowing kind.
Purple worms.
Purple worms, yeah.
There's
something that would almost cause the burrowing to come up from the top, and then the only way out from where they've fallen into or where they've gotten is to actually go through the worms from where the worm has dug up from.
I think I know what you're looking. I think I know what you're talking about. I just gotta confirm it.
It's okay.
I think maybe you're talking about this. Hold on, I'll send.
What are you sending it to me in?
The message, the Discord, the chat, the DM between it.
Okay.
Now I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm pretty sure it's Thaqua, but it's THOQQUA. Which, if anyone can definitively pronounce 2 Q's back to back with not a U in between the Q's, I'll paint a mini. I will paint you a mini because you.
Oh yeah? You don't think I can do it?
Not a Q, and a U. It's
I don't know. I think I can do it. I think I'll take that challenge. Are you ready for this?
Oh, you're gonna put it in D&D Beyond, you cheater!
You didn't say I couldn't. Oh man, now it's not looking for it.
Ha! D&D Beyond.
Ah!
D&D Beyond's got my.
All right. Well, yeah, it's a Thokwa. Thokwa. Ha! Thokwa. I don't know. I'm making shit up. let's go back to the document. Hey, you know what I wanted to do also real quick? I wanted to show everybody the map because I actually pulled up the map to show. I don't have any of my players in the. Yeah, exactly. Like kind of like how people go grunting for earthworms. That's what I was talking about. The crazy deep drumming from the band at the B&B should be what drives the worms up. I like that. It's a good idea. The bar and bar.
Any of your players.
Okay.
In.
Okay. I mean, as much as I would love them to come, support me, players. And I shouldn't say that because Anshoku more than supports me, so don't worry about that. But I have to show you the map, but it's the DM map, so nobody tell anybody. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Check it out. This is the northern part of Malgru, and I'll have to scroll down to show you. These are the ley lines, of course, where the Proxus is. This is where we're talking about. They're in the Proxus and the ley lines. But because of last Tuesday's Banana Brothers, we had to add a bunch of new cities and villages to the map. If you look over here, you could see in the west, because I screwed that up last Tuesday, where the Moganja trees grow. That's where our Furbolg druid is from, Daros. And then over here to the northeast is Granland, and that's where our Beaufort the Bard is, the halfling bard. And then further south, down here, way below Greymouth Point, south of the Rogue's Gallows, is Moldy Nut, and that is where our Goblin Ranger Uragim is from.
Oh man.
And then over here to the southeast is Mixedbury, near this range of not previously mapped volcano area.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but something tells me that this is a very familial game played amongst family members.
Yes, it is. So, yeah, and Ukokna was describing his background and how he got to Ravenscroft by going through a variety of towns, and he had to go through. He said he had to go through all these towns, so he went through Butterfield and Haystack and Hogswallow and Cootersville, and I'm like taking frantic notes, but Ryland, thank goodness, was able to save me, and he took extensive notes. Thank you, Ryland, and they were awesome. Oh, there's
the distillery. I see it.
Yeah, that's Dunsby's Distillery, and I think that's going to be a part of next week's show, so I'm looking forward to that, actually using my map that we did during one of my crafting shows. All right, so I'll have to look up Thakwa. Thakwa? What does it do exactly? What kind of creature is that?
It is a medium earth elemental.
Okay.
It's a medium elemental of earth or fire, because it kind of like straddles both. It armor class of 18, speed of 30, but a burrow of 20.
Okay.
Let's see here.
What is it CR?
Oh, it's just 2.
Okay, so we could have 4 of them maybe.
Yeah, there's usually 4 to 9.
Like in a what are they called? What's a Thakwa group called? Is it a murder of crows and a gaggle of geese?
It's a
squad of Thokwas.
A thesaurus of Thakwas.
There you go. I love it. Okay. Looks away because spoilers. Don't worry, it was just the map, and it's no big deal.
This creature deals 2d6 fire damage just by touching it. Like whether you do damage or not.
Like grappling or something.
Hit it. Yeah, grappling, hitting it, you take 2d6 fire damage.
Wow. Ouch. Okay, so I like this idea with the quicksand. That's great. We're gonna have it so that they have to go through the quicksand, almost like that Harry Potter puzzle game when Ron had to relax and just melt through the vines instead of struggling against it. Like if they struggle against the quicksand, they get damage. How about that? What should the damage be? Remember, they're gonna be 8th or 9th level. Take like bludgeoning damage.
Well, what if it's oh man, now I'm gonna show my ignorance. What is the 5th edition version of subdual damage? Because I'm really behind. What is?
I don't know.
So you can deal damage and that'll kill you, but there's a non-lethal. It can do non-lethal.
Oh yeah.
And so what'll happen is if the non-lethal goes above your current hit points, you pass out.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I forget what they technically call it.
I don't know. I was just thinking.
Guys, I'm supposed to be good at this.
Yeah, you're supposed to be my co-host and know everything about Dungeons and Dragons, just like I do. Don't want to accidentally give Drake info about the map. I got you, Sal. No worries. I trust you. I don't want. Let's see. It could be thorny quicksand. I wrote that on there, and they take piercing damage too. So I'll put bludgeoning / piercing. But I will look up what you're talking about, Joe, and see about that. But if they struggle, they take the damage, but they just need to relax. And some of them might get this because I believe Anchoku and Tranquil both have read the series, so they might get that and be able to do it.
It is still called subdual damage.
Spell it.
Subdual.
Okay.
Subdual.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Relaxing takes them quickly get it through and lands them softly onto the next level. I like that. How much damage should they take from this, whether it's the bludgeoning or piercing, or maybe both?
They'll be 8th level.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be multiple dies.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe, let's see, 2d8 would max them out at 16 points of damage.
That's not too bad.
Even if it maxed out, wouldn't be enough to one-shot anybody.
No.
2d10 would be 20, and
Yeah.
I feel like that would be dangerous enough that if it maxed out, it could scare somebody.
Yeah, and the
So I'd
healing.
say 8 or 10.
Okay, so
D8 or D10.
what? How about 1d8 bludgeoning from the rocks and the other thing, and bludgeoning, and 1d8 piercing from the thorns. If we do the thorn idea that Lego had, I'll put a question mark, because that way it could be both. And those are very earthy things, so I like that. So they would relax getting through the quicksand, and if they once they drop down, then they would have to advance to the next batch of quicksand. Is that what we're thinking? And just drop down naturally. But I'm afraid that they might get it on the first. They might understand what to do on the first one and then avoid everything. So maybe they should have an encounter. Maybe drop through the quicksand, take some damage, or not. And they may never get it, but they might. And then have an encounter. And then the first encounter they have to do an earthworm or some purple worm that comes up from the ground, and then they have to travel through that cave, and then into a chamber that has a fisherman there.
I like that because it it's not repetitive. Like each phase is different.
Yes.
But it stays within the realm of.
You cut out after realm of.
Of Earth, because I apparently don't know how to work my push to talk button.
All right, quicksand, purple worm, follow worm's tunnel to a fisherman, and the fisherman has a hook. The one-off worm makes sense because it escaped from the bait container. Yes, I like that. And it's a what are those? Not giant, gargantuan. Hey, thanks, Sid. Thanks so much for the support. I really appreciate it.
Hey,
that's
Sid's
awesome.
An old friend of mine from way back. Howdy, Sid.
Joe called you old. I didn't. I have more respect for you, Sid, than Joe, apparently.
I just go way.
I know, I'm teasing. It's not a gargantuan, or maybe it is. But what's the next size larger? It's I can't think of it. It's they use them in a lot of the Titan. That's it, a Titan, a Titan fisherman. Just like huge in this otherworldly place, this planar place. Colossal,
yeah,
yes, colossal. Thank you.
And he could just like not even care about the NPCs,
Right.
I mean the PCs. Like, there's no way the PCs could do any kind of damage to hurt him.
No, but he's fishing and he has a giant bucket of these purple worms, and they can't escape. One did. Or maybe one did because that's just where he's collected his purple worm. So it wasn't even an escapee. It was just a purple worm that he didn't have on his... And he's hooking these purple worms onto his fishing pole, which is obviously like a tree size, like a sequoia size. Or a moganja tree size, because a moganja tree is the size of a sequoia. It is the sequoia of Amynrath. So he's got a moganja tree as a fishing pole, and huge rope going down as wide as wider than a man, wider than a no, not dragon, but pretty wide. And there's a hook at the end, and it's huge, it's giant, and he's hooking these purple worms on. He's trying to catch a fish, and what happens? Help.
The hook could just be a ship's anchor.
I love it.
Let me do a little Googling here.
Okay. And then...
Cause I just saw something. The purple worms challenge rating is 15.
15 for what?
The challenge rating. So let me just, like I said, let me do a little Googling. It's a beefy little little boy here.
Yes, but if it's not in a lair, we would take away lair action. So it might be possible at level 9 or 10 if we take away lair actions. Yeah, and it could be an injury thing. Yeah, that's true. So he's trying to catch. Let me scroll up so you guys don't have to follow all the way down like that. He's trying to catch what? A leviathan, right?
Yes. Or a kraken, or which I guess are technically the same thing.
Why? That's the right spelling for kraken. Oh no, it's not. Oops. Yeah. He's trying to catch a leviathan or a kraken or some large underwater beast, but how do our intrepid adventurers need to deal with that? What can they do to help him?
Well, what if...
I would say obviously it's a help thing. They're not going to fight him.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they ask him and he says the only way down is on the hook. And they have to actually get on the hook and be swallowed by the Leviathan to get to the next part of the world.
Yeah. Sid was suggesting just about the same thing. They could go on a boat to lure one.
Oh
to
yeah,
the hook.
yeah. That's a good idea. They have to. They must take.
And since they're in the water. Okay, so let me just run through this in my head. They go earth, quicksand, swirly down, assuming everything goes correctly the first time.
Yes.
Then the purple worm shows up. Then the worm makes the tunnel. They follow the tunnel, find the Titan. Titan does the fish. And then, since they're trying to catch the Leviathan,
yes.
Boom, earth or water dungeon. Like, that's just how you get into the water dungeon.
I like that. Hey, Raynick. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I like your well. And by the way, for those who don't know, Raynick has supported me on Twitch for a year now, for over a year, and much love to him. But because of that, he gets a personalized greeting that he has not taken advantage of. So I want all of you to give Raynick a hard time that he doesn't have his very own Rainick greeting by Sir Mimsy that Jimmy Sherwood has not had the opportunity to create a specialized greeting for.
It's understandable how he could forget. It's not like he has a channel wherein personalized intros are kind of point of the subscription or anything. It's not like he has a system in place or anything like that whereby he would be reminded of a sound-based acknowledgement system.
I know. It's sad. You know what you could have, if you like the well, you could have well, look what the cat dragged in. It's my friend Rainick. See, it's as simple as that. Why don't we just do that? I'll have Jimmy make that for you. Is that one okay? Yeah, he is getting a little feisty, isn't he? Well. Okay. So I like that idea, Joe. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have and this will lead. Let me make a little note here. Oops, wrong side.
I almost feel like there should be informal transitions between each of the realms.
Yes. Leads to the water realm, and I'll put it in quotes because I'm not sure what we're gonna actually call it. Perfect. I love that idea. But we'll do that with all of them. Air leads to fire, leads to air, whatever, and then we'll add those in. We've only done air so far, but we'll find a way to add it in and have it lead from one to the other. It won't be just go down a hallway and then open a door to the next one. It'll be some way. And I love this idea of the worm's tunnel leading to the water. So the colossal titan, whatever we're going to call it, fisherman, has purple worms hooked on a ship's anchor. They must take a ship to lure the creature from below. And they must realize that the only way to do this is to hop on the hooked worm and descend below.
Yeah, and I would almost say, like, I was just thinking about that transition, like which element would, and if I had to guess, it feels like air would be first.
Okay.
And like, because remember how they first show up in that Colosseum type of entrance that we talked about?
Yes.
That leads to all of them?
Yes.
And and that place had a little like taste of each of the elements in it.
Like a garden or something.
Yeah, like the parkour section was in that, and it was a little bit of all the elements.
Yep.
So I feel like air would be first, and either it could go inside of the air. There could be a tornado that blew them into the earth realm.
I like
Earth went
that.
to water, water went to fire. Or earth could go to fire. Somewhere in the fire could be lava. The lava could transition into earth, because that's basically what lava is. It's just hot, melted earth.
That's true.
Mess.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have the earth, and then earth would transition into water. And then you have Captain Planet. That's how you make
Captain Planet. That's how you do. Wonder Twin rings activate.
No, Ann. No, that's not. No.
Not the right thing. Well, I like that idea, but I do like the idea of fire being last. And the only reason why I say that is because I do like that old phrase that they use for Keyleth, passing through fire, sort of as a final.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah.
That would totally work because the way you make the transition from water to fire is after they solve all the water realm stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's what they think is fog, but it's actually steam coming up from where the fire realm is butting up against the water realm.
I love it.
And like the transition between earth and fire could be a bog, like a swampy or a swamp or a bog or whatnot. It could be all kinds of fog, and they can't see anything, but they can hear this hissing off in the distance, and it turns out that the hiss is where the swamp meets just pure fire and lava. Yes. And boom, they're in the fire realm.
That's perfect. I love it. Okay, great. Yeah, this is great.
Plus, it means you get to make a terrain piece that has dry ice in it somewhere to make the fog in your terrain piece.
I could do that. That would be fun. I could do that.
Getting and weighing over her head. Do 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 do. No, I'm just kidding.
We're done with the song and dance portion of our show tonight.
Yes, we are. There'll be no more of that.
Okay, so let's finish our Earth as far as this part of it. That sounds amazing. Thank you, Lego. I will try to build something.
A terrain piece or my dancing?
Both. We're amazing at all of it. Okay, so are we gonna name the Titan or the Colossal? Do those creatures have names, or are they just sort of otherworldly beings that are just kind of known for just being otherworldly? What does he have a name or?
Well, we could play it like I think we could maybe play it a couple of ways. Because Titans are impossibly old. They've been around since creation.
Since the creation, right?
So they could be beyond names. Like it could not be a concept.
Yeah, I agree.
They could be beyond any kind of personal identifier whatsoever. Like they could be completely asexual. They could be like no.
Yes.
They could have no sexuality,
Yep.
no name. Like it.
I like
they have
that.
lived for so long that none of that matters to them anymore.
How about if the players do ask him what his name is, he has some very majestic titles.
Oh yeah, like he could say something like I was called World Smasher.
Yes,
and
yes.
Rock, like I almost said Rock Gobbler. That's not a really cool name. That's what you call a dumb name.
World and like World Smasher or the like something Quake. The one who shakes the earth.
Yeah.
What would you guys call it, Tim? Earthshaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we want to like pepper in, because also it could be since it also could be assumed that this particular place in existence touches not just where the Banana Brothers came from, but it could also touch other planes of existence. So the Titans that they meet, or the Titan that they meet,
Yeah.
could be Titans that are spoken about in Earth mythology. So like it could have like a whole bunch of names, and then like somewhere peppered in there could be one of the 12 Titans of Greek, like the name of one of the 12. Like
Definitely.
you've got Hyperion. I would go with Hyperion. That's a really cool name. But you've got Menesmosine, Cyrus, Kronos.
I like Kronos.
Yeah, Kronos.
But that's time usually.
Yeah, Hyperion is what I would. Let's see here. Let's see if they actually had specific names for. But yeah, like so he could be called like he could say or it could say I was called Strong Father, and like just like non sequitur names.
Yes.
I mean Tim could be in.
Tim works a little. Not really at all. His fist could make lakes. Yeah, I'd do that. I put trods of lakes, but I do like fists of lakes. Fists of lakes. Strong Father. Hey, Lily! How are you doing tonight, sweetie? Let's, someone looked at it. They called him Tim, but he's an enchanter. Query. What are some of the Greek names for those Titans? Does anyone know? Is that what you've been listing, or have you been listing?
Yeah. Those were.
But what were
exact...
what were the Titans from World of Warcraft? Not that we're gonna steal
hold
them.
on.
Not that we're gonna steal them. Oh, I'm sorry that you're sick, sweetie. I hope you feel better soon.
Right. So
There's
Amonthul was the High Father of the Pantheon. Aonar was the Lifebinder.
Lifebinder.
Norganon was the
Okay.
Keeper of Celestial Magics and Lore.
Okay.
Golganeth was the Lord of the Skies and the Roaring Oceans.
Okay.
Gazgoroth was the shaper and forger of the worlds.
I like the name. I like the word shaper. Shaper of mountains or something. I like that.
Azeroth is one of the Titans.
Hesiod. What's Hesiod? Sid, tell us. Apollodorus? Okay. I'm gonna copy these. The Greek Titans. Okay. Homer. Apollodorus. Oops. One P, two L's. There we go. Okay. I like those also. I thought that they had more namey names, not just like they had Shaper of Worlds or something. I didn't realize. I forgot that they had actual sing-song names. Hyginus. Okay, these are things that and I'll just kind of go with. These are, like I said, during 3 Sheets 1 Shot, we sit there and we brainstorm. We do a lot of bullet points, and then the story is written from all these suggestions that you guys give us. So this is great. Wiki even has, oh really, genealogy, cool. Okay, I'll look that up. And if we have any that are earth related or ground or dirt or mud or rocks, stone related, Shaper of Stone would be cool. Shaper of Stones. Or Stone Smasher.
Stone Smasher, Gatekeeper.
Yeah, I like that.
Keystone.
Oh, a keystone, yeah. Because that's what holds it all together. A cornerstone, yeah.
Foundation Maker.
Oh, yeah.
Or no. Instead of Foundation Maker, the Foundationalist.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds like an indie band who plays a tiny room.
I like it though. Why not? Why not? Yeah, okay, that's good. That's fine. It's just get some idea. If they ask, they might be like, "Oh, look at you, Titan. What do we do? What's our next step?" And then, maybe he goes into a soliloquy. Maybe he goes into some sort of long. He's only in this game for a minute, so he's gonna grandstand and have his monologue for a little while. Who knows? Maybe he's full of himself, or maybe he'll just not say a word and indicate what they need to do. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
The Foundationalists sound like a band with whistling and acoustic guitars in their songs.
Oh, Lego said something here. Sounds like a gnome band that plays emo jazz, said Sid. That's funny. If you wanted it to tie into the realm and it'd be silly, he could fly fish, meaning these are like wyverns, and he's casting them into the air to catch giant flying creatures. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
If we had titans in each section.
There could definitely be a Titan.
We could do that.
Section.
Yeah. I'll put it right here on this note. A Titan Colossal in each section, each elemental plane, because it's kind of like an elemental plane, sort of a subplane. Subplane? Yeah, we'll call it a subplane. Okay. We have. Looking at my clock. 7 minutes left. Okay.
Kind of derailed us a little bit. Let's get us back in the last seven minutes. So, let's recap.
Yeah.
They're gonna enter into the plane. It's gonna be a puzzle. Puzzle. If it succeeds, looks like it fails.
Yes.
And it's quicksand. But in reality, the quicksand you actually want to go through. So if you force against it, you take non-lethal damage. Eventually, that knocks you out, and you pass through anyway.
Right.
If they fail the puzzle, it seems like if they succeed, they try and go past the puzzle. There's a big, huge fight. Get their butts kind of kicked somewhere in the fight. This would be up to you, Anne, to communicate that the puzzle is, like the sand is draining and going down.
Yes.
And like maybe they see light in the bottom of the sand pit, something like that. However you want it, that's up to you how you would communicate that they, after the. But anyway, so they go through the quicksand. The next layer, they're hanging out. Purple worm shows up. It makes the tunnel, and maybe they try and fight it, but it like just buggers off, ignores them, and that could be another puzzle. So the purple worm could enter into where they are.
Okay.
And it could look like a fight, but then the purple worm just leaves, and they have 2 tunnels.
Oh yeah, they have to choose.
Yeah, and like maybe in the one tunnel they're supposed to, they hear the crashing water, and maybe they hear the Titan talking.
Oh yeah.
And and then down the other one they just hear like like nothing, like the sound of just nothing, like the wind, the sound of silence, which is a really good song. No, I'm kidding.
It is a
so
good
then
song.
they follow the worms tunnel. Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. So he's been there for so long that this Titan is just mumbling to himself.
Okay.
And so then they go through the purple worms tunnel, and that would be the Titan who's using the ship's anchor to catch leviathans with purple worms. That's a cool visual. That's an awesome.
It is. It really is. Like using a ship's anchor as a hook. That's so cool. I love that. Humming a song. It could be humming a song. I could make up a song. I could get Clover to maybe to make up a song for that. I've derailed and distracted things. Yes, you've done your job. Thank you, Lego. Mumbling to himself or humming a song. I do like that. So those are great ideas.
So then, so what if there is like a giant door, like a door he could fit through behind him, or between, like he's between them and this door.
Okay.
And the impression they get is that the door is what they need to go through.
Oh, like a fake out.
Yeah, but the Titan is vague and it is explaining without explicitly saying that the only way to progress is to go in the water.
Yes. Okay. They must find an exit, and that's not. And they think it's the door, and it's not.
Yeah.
Remember, these guys have an average intelligence of 6, and when I say that, it's because their intelligence are all 6. And some of them can't even pronounce each other's names, so it's going to be very, very funny. They're actually playing it incredibly. I can't give enough props to these 4 players that I have, and the way they're taking the story to the nth degree with their idiocy. It's just working so well. I cannot wait for you guys to see the premiere. Like I said, tune in on Tuesday if you want to see the pre-campaign stream of us doing some backstories of their travels from their hometowns to Ravenscroft to meet their eccentric father. And all this will eventually be part of the campaign. We are currently working on Arc 2. We finished Arc 1 during the first season of 3 Sheets 1 Shot. This is Season 2, that's what I'm calling it. And now we're working on the second arc. So you won't see this for a while. Right now they're still level 1s. So we're just going to throw little itty bitty things at them at the beginning. Okay, so what did Sid say? The door could be in the mountainside. Yes, leading to a multi-chamber room with giant rats. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, like, even if they do get in the door...
I mean, honestly, how would they get in a Titan's door? The door would be the size of a mountain.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And, like, they could be like, Titan, can you open doors? Like, and he could just, well, why? I don't, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
And, he could just lead them to only way out is in.
Yeah.
Or down, or to sink, or
some sort of meaning of below the surface, or or hold your breath, or I don't know, some other watery reference. That's a great idea. I love it. Okay, it is almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:59. So let's wrap up. Thank you, Joe, so much for rejoining me for the return of 3 Sheets 1 Shot on Fridays at 7 o'clock East here on Twitch, Curious Crafts. Thank you, everyone who tuned in and watched and helped and contributed. Thank you, Lego, for all your wonderful ideas, and Sid and Sel and everybody. Chief was here. Rainick was lurking, I'm sure, as usual. Yes, it is a Titan after all. You could just walk under it. Join us next Friday. No, we're not doing it next Friday, right, Joe?
No. But if you wanted to see Qyjari some more, Qyjari, where can they find?
They can find. Oh, thank you for that segue. I will be streaming on Monday. I will be excuse me. Qyjari's Curious Crafts on Monday. Why don't you go while I get rid of this?
Well, while she takes care of that, I'll tell you where you can find me. Did you like me? Did you enjoy what I had to say? You want to see more of me? You can find me as 1/5 of Riff and Rabble Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. right over here on twitch.tv/RiffandRabble. We're playing D&D. We're playing through the Storm King's Thunder. It's awesome. I'm having a blast.
The link is right there below. Right below Joe's name, the link for Riff and Rebel should be there. Okay, so Monday I think I'm going to be crafting on Monday. My Qyjari's Curious Crafts is now going to be tentative. It's going to be Mondays and Thursdays, maybe. I'll always let you know. I will post something on Twitter and on Discord, so join us there. And but on Tuesdays, definitely our new flagship show, D&D with the Banana Brothers, at 9 o'clock East here on this channel. If you missed it, go catch up on YouTube, because even though they were sub and Patreon only live streams, they are now available on YouTube, so go check it out. Remember, we still have a giveaway for YouTube subs. Once I get 100 YouTube subs, we've already met the 25 Twitch subs, but as soon as we get 100 YouTube subs, I have a terrain piece to give away. If you're wondering which piece, it is the flail snail terrain piece, and it is you can see how that was created on previous shows, also on YouTube. So go check it out. And oh, thank you, you guys are awesome. Look at you with the shout outs. Thank you. You're like a moderator here for me. And then I'm off Wednesday, but Thursday I might be back with more Qyjari's Curious Crafts. I've been working on the Rogue's Gallows, and then of course off on Friday for the wedding. I'm going to Florida for a wedding, so
it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be fun, and then after that will be a regularly thing. Thank you so much, Sid, for subbing to YouTube. I really appreciate it. And I think that makes 66. We're getting there. Only 34 more to go. But we're catching up. That's awesome. Thanks, everyone. Let me put everything on this thank you screen.
I'm gonna start waving.
Yeah, you can start waving now. Yeah.
We gotta go.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye. Oh, are we raiding Rainick?
Yeah, let's raid Rainick.
Hang out, everybody. We're gonna go say hi to a good friend of ours, Rainick. He's over here. He's doing a community stream. It's gonna be date night, I believe, over there. They're gonna be playing a fun game.
Sure.
You're gonna enjoy the heck out of that. He is gonna be playing with his wife, I believe. That's gonna be amazing.
Yes, that's what we're going to do.
Be sure to tell him hello.
Make sure you did the Mimsy dab.
Oh yes, yep.
All right, there we go. Good night, everybody.
Well, that was fun.